This is the voice of Union Christian Public School.
The radio of UCPS. Your voice, your station, your pride.
Hello everyone, welcome back to your weekly dose of Vox Populi. I'm RJ Lakshana.
And I am RJ Chrysalamaran.
And I hope you didn't miss us too much because we're back with more radio station magic. And this broadcast, we're mixing soul and spice. We packed a lot into these 20 minutes, so buckle up because you're about to go on a whole roller coaster.
Yeah, and by roller coaster, we just mean our usual school vibes. So don't freak out too much. How about we start with something cinematic? It's time for a movie review.
Hello everyone, I'm Anna Stefanos from class 10B. And today I'm talking about a movie that I watched only because of one specific reason. Brad Pitt showed up in the Formula 1 movie and looked way too cool. Seriously, I saw the F1 movie and even though I couldn't tell you what team he's supposed to be on or how racing even works, I was immediately like, wait, this man is a whole movie star. So obviously, I needed more Brad Pitt, not the racing suit version. I wanted to see the classic stuff, the movie star in his prime. So I told my mom, and she told me that Brad Pitt in his prime is Ocean's 11. She was so serious about it, and honestly, she was absolutely right. What is Ocean's 11 about? Ocean's 11 is a heist movie, but it's not loud or chaotic. It's calm, confident, and way too smart for its own good. It opens with Danny Ocean, played by George Clooney, getting out of prison. And within 30 seconds, you realize he already has a plan. Not just any plan. He wants to rob 3 Vegas casinos at the same time, on the same night, during a huge boxing match. Subtle. To do it, he puts together a crew of 11 professionals, each with their own personality. One's a tech genius, one's a pickpocket, one can flip through laser beams like a gymnastic on espresso. The whole thing is like a group project, except every single person is talented and nobody is dragging the team down. The cast is actually ridiculous. When I tell you that the cast is stacked, I mean it. George Clooney as Danny Ocean. Smooth, chill, never stressed. Even when things are falling apart, he just blinks slowly and figures it out. Brad Pitt, the reason I started this journey in the first place, plays Rusty. He's calm, focused, and probably the comedic relief character. Matt Damon is the rookie, a little awkward, a little stressed, and low-key the most relatable person in the movie. Don Cheadle, Barney Mack, Casey Affleck, Scott Caan. Each one adds personality and energy to the team. No one's boring, no one's unnecessary, they all just work. And then there's Julia Roberts. No spoilers on what her role is. You just need to know that when she walks into a scene, the energy shifts. She's giving elegance, giving power, giving don't mess with me. And we love to see it. But the reason the movie slaps so hard is that it doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't try to impress you with explosions or dramatic yelling. It just moves confidently, stylishly, and always a step ahead. It's like Now You See Me, but 10 years ago. The writing is sharp, the editing is tight, the soundtrack feels like jazz, poker chips, and expensive suits. It's one of those movies where you just sit there and you're like, wow, that's genius. Even when the plan goes wrong, you're still thinking, I believe in them. They've got this. That's how good this setup is. At the end, I didn't end up becoming an F1 fan, unfortunately. I didn't start watching races or learning lap times. I just saw Brad Pitt in a racing helmet and thought, okay, let's see what else this man's got. And thanks to that, I ended up watching one of the coolest, smartest, and most well made movies I've ever seen. Ocean's 11 isn't just about robbing casinos. It's about pulling off something so complex that it shouldn't work and somehow making it look easy. It's clever without being confusing, fun without being silly, and every single character knows exactly who they are. So thank you to the F1 movie for putting Brad Pitt back in my head. Thank you to my mom for having elite taste in movies, and thank you to Ocean's 11 for making crime look classy on screen. Don't try this in real life.
Thanks, dude. That review probably saved 2 hours of my life. But now, let's go from fiction to facts.
So, do you guys ever think of the future? Like getting a job?
Whoa, warn us before you switch up to such scary topics.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot to think of. It's overwhelming because we are young. We have our entire life ahead of us, and there's just so much pressure on the youth nowadays.
Recently, on July 15, was World Youth Skill Day. So let us consult a few different perspectives on young people being equipped with skills for employment.
Now, here with us is Anita Terence, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Can you tell me what skills students should learn or develop in order to get employed? And as a teacher, what you would do to inculcate those skills in students?
As a teacher, I truly believe that the most important 21st century skill every student should develop is problem solving. Every single day in every space, be it school, college, workplace, or even at home, we're constantly faced with challenges. And it's not about avoiding these problems, but learning how to face them head on with courage and clarity. Unfortunately, we've seen more and more young people struggling emotionally, sometimes to heartbreaking extents, because they haven't been taught how to confront or work through their problems. Whether it's something as structured as a math equation or something deeply personal like an emotional conflict, students must be equipped with tools and strategies to handle them. We as educators and adults must actively teach children not just academics, but how to think critically, access situations calmly, and find constructive solutions. Because life will always bring problems. We can raise a generation that knows how to overcome them. So I strongly believe in empowering my students with essential life skills, especially decision making and problem solving. In our classrooms, I focus not just on academic knowledge, but also on enriching our students with current affairs, environmental awareness, and real world scenarios. I make sure they're aware of what's happening around them, locally and globally, so they can make informed decisions and understand the impact of their choices. We also reiterate constantly that discipline is fundamental. It's not just about following rules, it's about building inner strength and self control needed to thrive in any environment. We instill in them that self discipline, when combined with awareness and critical thinking, shapes stronger individuals. Individuals who are just not prepared to face challenges but also capable of leading others through them. So ultimately, our goal is to ensure that they don't just learn what to think, but how to think, how to evaluate situations, choose wisely, and respond with courage and clarity. That's the kind of empowerment every student deserves in today's world.
Now I have with me Ishak, a school pupil leader. Anna, can you tell me what qualities you need to learn or improve as a student to get employed?
As a 12th grader getting ready to enter the workforce, I think one big challenge will be figuring out on how to adjust to the real world. Like school gives us a routine, but work life is a whole different game. There's more pressure, more responsibility. You have to be on your toes all the time. So yeah, it's a whole different game. I also feel like there's a stress about making the right career choice for yourself, because you never know which career will lead you where. And dealing with things like rejection or criticism at work will be tough at the start too. So that's one more challenge that a 12th grader will face. And yeah, balancing everything like your work, your personal time, and making time for yourself to relax. So yeah, that'll be a really big challenge for any 12th grader who's moving out from schooling and then joining the workforce. That will definitely be a toll on his mental health. And yeah, I think those are the main problems that I will face and challenges that I will face when I join the workforce. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the various insights and reminding us our skills aren't just from the textbook and there's so much more outside the four walls of a classroom.
But hey, don't think we're preaching anti intellectualism. We're still all for education. It's just that people often don't realize that there is so much more to education. In fact, our next segment is on Nelson Mandela.
He's famous for being an anti apartheid activist. But other than equality, he also teaches us other values, especially on education. Believing it is the most powerful tool that can change the world.
Nobody in Nelson Mandela's family had gone to school before. He was first. He was born in a rural village where you spent all your energy not to live but to survive.
But Mandela dreamed of freedom for his entire nation. He stood against apartheid and spent 27 years in prison. But even in that darkness, the fire in him was never extinguished.
And with a mission to build a nation, he became South Africa's first black president. But more than a president, more than a peacemaker, let us remember him as a student, a learner.
He was someone who believed a child with a book is stronger than a man with a gun. He's a man who proves that where you start doesn't define where you go.
And that, my friends, is the legacy of Nelson Mandela. Now you might be wondering, why are we suddenly talking about Nelson Mandela? This is because July 18 was an International Nelson Mandela Day. So let us appreciate and celebrate the life of such a great person.
Let us now move on to the next segment, a rather unexpected one, but cute nonetheless. How badly did you want to whistle as a child? Most of us try but never end up learning, but not this kid, Sajib of class 5A. He has got something fresh for all of us to hear.
Wow, that whistling unlocked a new emotion I didn't know I had. But let's keep the talents rolling, shall we? Up next, we have Joanna, Anahera, and Yaruna of Class 4B to render us a lovely song.
You are my strength when I am weak. You are the treasure that I seek. You are my all in all. Seeking you as a precious jewel, Lord, to give up I'd be a fool. You are my all in all. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Taking my sin, my cross, my shame, rising again, I bless your name. You are my all and all. When I fall down, you pick me up. When I am dry, you fill my cup. You are my all in all. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name.
Voice as sweet as honey. But that's not all we've got. There's a wide variety of talents among UCPS students, and one of them is acting. Can Rahil of class 12 please impress us with a flavorful monologue?
Now, don't get me wrong when I say this. I think school's really important, and I think school has taught us a lot. We know how to read, how to write, how to solve for X, how to solve for Y, and yes, it gives us this sense of structure and discipline, and along the way, some really important knowledge too. I don't deny that. But what I feel is that somewhere along the way, our world kept evolving, right? And it's going to keep evolving at a pace that's much, much faster than our NCRT textbooks. However, and this is where it becomes really problematic, we are still performing to compete in a system that tests our head knowledge. And the irony is that this knowledge that we spend hours committing to memory is just a Google search away in the real world. And our generation is no longer going to be competing with just people, but with AI. Every day we see new headlines. X company has replaced 8,000 staff with AI. Y company has reduced workforce by 40%. In such a constantly changing, evolving world, what do skills really mean? Does it even matter? I believe it does. In fact, I think it matters now more than ever. And we need to be capitalizing on the skills that AI can never replace. Can AI walk into a room and read the mood? Can it develop interpersonal skills or understand team dynamics? Can it speak authentically and passionately to a room full of people? These are the things that AI cannot replace and no book could ever teach. Because whether schools tell you this or not, the real world does not want toppers. They have plenty of them already. They want solvers. They want advisors, collaborators, good communicators, strategists. And I'm not saying your marks are useless, but I'm saying your marks are not the finish line. They're just one piece of a really huge, complex puzzle. Your attitude, your adaptability, your hunger to learn is what will shape your future.
Phew, where's the Oscar award at? And that, my friends, was our final act. I hope you guys stuck along this far and helping us guide through not only this broadcast, but our radio station in general.
We have come to the end of this episode. This was a 6th broadcast, and we have so much more in store for you guys. So please stay tuned and support us on YouTube.
With that, this is RJ Lakshana bringing you style, sound, and school spirit. Signing off.
And this is RJ Krisalamaran signing off. Until next time, folks. And by the way, I'm always willing to give you all free autographs. Don't hesitate. You can meet me at the treehouse. Bye.
This is the voice of Union Christian Public School. Vox Populi.
The radio of UCPS. Your voice, your station, your pride.